In a world dominated by women, this boy named Herring is on his way to the Gomage, a rare event allowing boys to enter the capital city of the girls. With Herring heralded as one of the lucky chosen ones to attend, his hometown village bids farewell as he will be allowed to destroy some rice cakes at the capital city of the Crimson Foxes. However, Herring is part of an elite squad called the Garimbi, and there seems to be a peculiar wind blowing in the air on this very sussy and specific day. Nevertheless, he gets escorted back home to the special headquarters, but the rest of the lowly special forces are still going on about him destroying the legendary swordsman Ara Yunsul. Upon entering the Garimbi elite open area, Herring is surprised to see that no one is back yet from their vacation. Out of nowhere, Maru startles our boy by sneaking up on him undetected, where he proceeded to blow air into his ear and neck. After trolling Herring, Maru orders him to follow him quickly, as he's got something special to show him. Herring then finds himself following Maru outside headquarters, where he discovers Wong here as well, and now both of them begin to arm themselves with a weapon. After handing Herring a wooden sword, the other two Garimbi members start circling him, as they want to test his ability to defend himself since something feels off about the upcoming Gomage. And so Maru and Wong ambush Herring, ordering him to fight like his life depends on it, as he could actually perish in the hands of the Crimson Foxes. Now stuck in the middle of two swordsmen ranked within the top 5 of the wolves, Herring finds himself in a sticky situation. However, Herring channels his inner Tanjiro and activates his water rice cake pounding technique, allowing him to enter flow state to counter easily. After landing a quick counterattack, Maru is sent flying back as Herring makes him look like an F-tier gacha pull. After making quick use of Maru, Herring turns around and finishes off Wong as well with one single strike, as if he swiped left as fast as he could on Tinder. With both now laying helplessly on the ground, our boy decides to mock them by telling them that it looks like they aren't trying hard enough to beat him. As such, Maru gets back up on his feet quickly, only for him to start maniacally laughing like an evil villain, so Wong joins in with a smile, claiming that the trio may now talk after his display of power. They then reveal that the Black Sarang is not attending the Gomage this year as he left for an unknown mission in the morning. Elsewhere, Ara is busy sitting on top of a roof with some pants missing staring off into the sky, so I bet those rice cakes are cold as heck. Fast forward to the day of the Gomage during dawn, 2 leaders show up on horseback alerting the city lookouts that it's time to ring all the bells as the Gomage will soon begin. The city gates then open with a Black Thorn leader ready to welcome the caravan of the Black Wolves into the capital city of the Crimson Foxes. With news spreading quickly that the wolves are to arrive at any moment, everyone in the city hurriedly lines up to see a boy for the first time ever. As they begin passing through the city gates, every fox looks on flustered as each and every single one of them always wish for a rice cake smashing, just like the boys. Audible gasps then begin to erupt as they get a closer look at the wolves with Baek Mu leading the charge forward. Silence then ensues as the first-timers from both sides finally make eye contact, so the tension between both genders must be through the roof. Soon enough, the entire city of women will be glistening as half will no longer be labeled as immaculate maidens after their city walls get battered through. Suddenly, the city guards order every wolf to get off their horses and caravans, commanding them to walk on foot from here on out. Herring then discovers the site that the Gomage is going to take place in, so he makes a remark that it looks eerily like a prison. The Black Thorn leader hears his remark, so she tells him that he's absolutely right and all they need to do is place a lock on all the doors for it to quickly become one. She then grins as she continues on as she recognizes the Prince Behemoth, asking him if he's actually Herring. Upon uttering the name Herring, every single person within earshot instantly turns to look at him, as he's basically Mr. Beast but gives away unlimited banana tree seeds instead of money. His Riz level is so high that upon hearing his name, every single girl gets flustered while they all instinctively attempt their best duck face pose to appease him. Even some of the guys get flustered as they all know him as the legendary Prince Behemoth, but the rest of the boys are super jealous of the amazing gift of Herring having the largest banana plantation in the world. With all the commotion now surrounding his mystical presence, Herring catches a glimpse of 2 familiar faces far off in the corner of his eye. After activating Eagle Eye, he notices Blondie and Ara standing guard alongside other Black Thorn members. Upon realizing and seeing Ara once again, Herring instantly smiles and continues on staring at the future queen, just like me when I see ice cream cake. Blondie is then shocked to see Herring's face, as she now knows her bestie has captivated the heart of the Prince Behemoth. Ara then tries her hardest to not melt under the pressure of Herring's presence, but she gets distracted by him as she can only stare back. With the Black Thorn leader realizing Ara is distracted, she orders her to snap out of it as she's tasked to keep an eye out on the blacklisted Corrine. Unlike every other wolf within the Crimson Fox City, Corrine is the only with multiple Black Thorn members trailing his every move. They then surround Corrine, worried that the blacklisted man might have something up his sleeve, as it's unheard of for a rank 1 swordsman to willfully enter enemy gates with his guard down. Even Blondie and Ara are surprised to see him, since they think Corrine is the future of the wolves, and there's no way they would ever risk him falling into captivity. Regardless, Corrine the Simp is the first one to enter the building, destined to help both populations prosper. Unfortunately, Corrine will get his banana seeds extracted by someone other than his only love. With Herring lining up as well, Ara is forced to look on in jealousy as she can't do anything to stop her true love from Rice Cake destroying some other Crimson Fox. And so Herring gets escorted to one of the many rooms inside, where he must stay for the entire day to fulfill the wishes of anyone coming in. In just 2 weeks, he went from never seeing a girl before, and now he's the most prized man due to his Prince Behemoth, and he also already conquered the first sword of the Crimson Foxes. Meanwhile, his captain is busy laying down on a king-sized bed dejected, as he knows Ara will not be coming through his door at any point during the Gomage. On the other hand, Herring has mixed feelings about all of this since the place is totally different than Puzzle, although the bright side is the fact that he got to see Ara again. As he's busy daydreaming about Ara, he is interrupted as he hears someone open his door while the person quickly closes it behind them. With Herring now on high alert about this aggressive woman coming in, he prepares for the worst or maybe the best, since it is time for some rice cakes after all. However, the girl swings into the air like Spider-Man, and upon closer look, he realizes it is none other than the OG Danby, the first of her kind to experience the Behemoth. As soon as she lands on Herring, she begins to cry tears of joy, asking him if he missed her at all, as she can't believe she gets a second chance in life. Of course, Herring will remember the first girl he ever encountered, as Danby was the gateway to the Promised Land due to her discovering his Prince Behemoth. After a quick kiss, Danby cries even more as she thought Herring would have already forgotten her name, but our Chad can never forget his conquests. So moral of the story, just grow your banana trees and no girl will ever forget about you. Plus, they will always throw themselves at you even if they know other girls have visited your banana plantation recently. Anyways, with a long-time reunion coming, the two are quick to get started as they both instantly get rid of their armors so they can get the show on the road. As Herring and Danby partner up, to the right of their door is Maru, and the first one into his room is actually a Lita Battle Angel. And the first thing these two do is insult each other, as their bond is stronger than ever, and soon they'll play in Connect 2 instead of Connect 4. Then, for the first time ever, Maru admits that he's actually in love with Alita, so he literally sweeps her off her feet as he cannot wait any longer. Now let's not forget about Hipster Wong, as we all know he's eagerly waiting for Mira to show up. And guess who shows up? Mira herself, ready to rumble, as she too have been waiting all this time to reunite with Wong. With everyone from the Garibi elite already happy with all the girls coming through their door, only Karim looks dissatisfied, so he lays down on his bed while exuding no emotion at all. Eventually, a girl walks through looking a little bit like Ara, so Karim finally moves to take a closer look at who actually came in. But he's not the only one disappointed, as some green-haired nerd has walked through the door, and it seems like he got the short end of the stick, although he is the captain after all. Karim then makes a remark about how she doesn't look like a civilian at all, so he asks if she's a member of the Black Thorn. Meanwhile, Ado Naren takes point at the nearby observatory tower, ordering the rest of the Black Thorn to make sure they report to her every hour about Karim's status, and she asks them to call forth Ara to see her. With the start of the Gomage, Naren begins to think to herself that this year's Gomage is more quiet than usual, so she wonders if there's going to be anything happening after all. Anyways, back to the action. Danby goes ham as she unleashes her true fox form, devouring the available meat inside their room. With the Prince Behemoth more experienced now, Danby hears herself accidentally echoing throughout every hallway, as she did not realize his battering ram has evolved tremendously over the past few weeks. As Herring fulfills his duty the best he can with his siege attacks, other wolves looking like the Anby Black Ops begin to appear all over Crimson Fox territory. Thus, the invasion of the wolves have begun, and it looks like the wolves might actually have the upper hand this time, as they have already infiltrated deep within enemy lines. However, they patiently wait for a signal coming from the capital city of the Crimson Foxes, so they hide like some new bush campers. Now these guys are smart, as the entire female population is busy distracted with the Gomage, and a huge number of elite Crimson Foxes are busy partaking within the event. So now the Crimson Foxes are understaffed, with some of their strongest members busy without any armor and with their weapons far away from their hands. Nonetheless, the guards within the Gomage site continue to get even more jealous, as they get distracted by all the sounds piercing the thick walls, wishing it was them that got to partake in the legendary event. And since the Gomage happens only once every few full moons, the guards lose hope, as they know the next one will happen once they get old as heck. Anyways, back to the action. Green-haired girl faces off against Corrine, where she's busy asking why he actually showed up to the Gomage. To her surprise, he actually answers, where Corrine claims that he's only here to make sure that someone will be carrying his bloodline on in the future. He then continues on by saying that he thinks he might not have much time left in the world, so he's here to implant some seeds as a backup. Corrine then says enough chatter, so he proceeds to go on with the event by helping green-haired girl get ready for his first time.